What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, David Benavidez. He relentlessly continues on a daily basis to call out undefeated two-division world champion, currently the WBC reigning middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Jermall Lions Only Charlo. Daily, since Jermall Charlo, or should I say, at least for the better part of 2 weeks, Jermall Charlo made a statement in which he was discussing a possibility of going to 168 from 160 to challenge four-division world champion, who currently is the unified WBC WBA super middleweight world champion, Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, after Canelo Alvarez unified the titles and beaten then undefeated WBA super middleweight British world champion superstar boxer Callum Smith. Canelo Alvarez won a unanimous decision, and everybody wondered if Jermall Charlo will ever get his opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez. Jermall Charlo, he gave his thoughts on what he thought about the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith. And Jermall Charlo, once upon a time, was his mandatory at 160. He tried to fight Canelo at 154. For two divisions, he's been trying to get a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And so Jermall Charlo, he stated, if I got to go to 168 to get the fight with Canelo Alvarez, I'll go to 168. Initially, he said, I'm not going to continue to chase him. But then he stated, if I got to go to 168 to get the fight with Canelo Alvarez, I'll go to 168. Then he was asked, if you go to 168, what about a possible showdown with David Benavidez? And Jermall Charlo never backs down from a challenge. He stated, oh, if the David Benavidez fight presents itself, seeing as though we're both on the same side of the street with the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, with founder and advisor Al Heyman, that should be an easy fight to make. And I'll go up there and fight David Benavidez, and I'll knock out David Benavidez. Well, David Benavidez got wind of this, and since then, for the better part of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, David Benavidez has been making mention of Jermall Charlo coming up to 160 and challenging him, okay? Obviously, David Benavidez is a big guy. He can't make 160. He can't come south to 160, 8 pounds south. He missed weight in his last fight, thus the reason why his WBC title was up for grabs when Canelo Alvarez fought Callum Smith, because he missed weight and the WBC stripped him on the scales, okay? So he's a 6'3", 77-inch arm reach, 24-year-old, undefeated. He is 23 wins, 20 not by way of knockout, no losses. He has a fight coming up March 13th against Ronald Ellis, who's 18-1. Okay, so he's a very big kid. Jermall Charlo, he's 30 years old. He's 6 feet tall. He has a 74-inch arm reach, and he's undefeated. Okay, so with that said, we know David Benavidez can't come south. Most people question, how does he even make 168, let alone come down to 160? So with that said, the fact that Jermall Charlo stated that he'd go up to 168, every day David Benavidez has something new to say in trying to wheel in Jermall Charlo to a showdown in September. Jermall Charlo, he responded to David Benavidez continuously calling him out. He initially stated, if you truly about that life, and you truly going to make your way to 168, well, I'll be here, and let's make this fight happen in September, obviously, because he has a fight coming up March 13th against Ronald Ellis, and he cannot have that quick of a turnaround, because Jermall Charlo, he responded. He said, well, if there's a Mexican out there, referring to David Benavidez, he stated, let's fight Cinco de Mayo weekend. We don't have to wait till September. Obviously, he was responding to David Benavidez saying, let's fight in September if you're truly about that life. With that said, right, David Benavidez responded to that, and he stated, what Mexican is he talking about? All Mexicans want to fight on those two holidays, Cinco de Mayo weekend and Mexican Independence Day weekend, second weekend in September. So when if he's referring to me, then he needs to be direct, not subliminal, and just say my name. So did his father and trainer, Jose Benavidez, okay? So he stated the same thing. He said it would be a great fight. So David Benavidez says that he understands that this is a tough task, Jermall Charlo, but it's a big fight. He's been trying to seek out these massive fights, okay? He's been looking to get and secure a unification bout with undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Plant. He's also been looking to try to secure a fight with Canelo Alvarez and many other guys. He just can't secure these fights. So when Jermall Charlo made mention of it, David Benavidez, he chomped at the bit. He wants to secure the opportunity. It's a statement fight for him. It's a huge payday. It's a legacy fight, and he wants it. My thing is this. David Benavidez has to be very cautious in his approach because Jermall Charlo represents a very high risk. Jermall Charlo, in my opinion, style could be all wrong for David Benavidez. But then in the flip side of that, Jermall Charlo's style could be suited for David Benavidez if he stands flat-footed. If the guy that showed up against Karlov, that version of Jermall Charlo, he could be in trouble against David Benavidez. But the version that showed up against Sergey Derevyanchenko, Julian J. Rod Williams, those versions of Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez could be in a lot of trouble. Because David Benavidez, his defense is his weak link. Jermall Charlo is a well-rounded fighter. He has great defense, great jab, very technical, can box on his toes if he so chooses, and he's athletic. David Benavidez have abnormally fast hands for a guy his size with a guy that doesn't have the quickest feet in the world. I like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez has very fast hands, but his feet seem to be very, very slow, right? But he bends at the waist fluidly, okay? That's the case with David Benavidez. But he's a much bigger guy than Jermall Charlo. But Jermall Charlo is far more accurate. He's more technical. He's cleaner on the inside. David Benavidez can open himself up to get hit with clean punches, as he did in his fight with Anthony Durrell. When he took on Anthony Durrell for his vacant WBC title that Anthony Durrell beat Avni Yildirim for, and then he defended against David Benavidez won the belt. But in that fight, if you go back and look at it, Anthony Durrell was having his way outboxing David Benavidez. It's just that David Benavidez's size, his youth, his stamina, his relentlessness, the pressure he puts on you mentally and physically, it eventually wears on you. And that's his game plan. But if you're able to weather the storm and stand in the eye of the storm and be accurate, you can slow him down. We saw him slow down in a few fights. When he fought Medina, right? Porky Medina. If you go back and look at the fight, Porky Medina had a lot of success in that fight. Going to the body, changing levels, coming back up top. His jab was clean. It's just that, once again, David Benavidez, he puts relentless pressure on you physically and mentally. He just wears you down. He wears you down. But if you are able to put that stick on him, meaning the jab, and land heavy, clean punches that Jermall Charlo definitely can do. Jermall Charlo puts his combinations together beautifully. Jermall Charlo changes levels. When I mean change levels, he goes to the body, comes back up top beautifully. Okay, Jermall Charlo has if you look at the way he knocked out Julian J. Rod Williams, he caught and shoot, boom. He caught it with the same hand and that he threw the uppercut with. So he caught it with this hand and came back with the uppercut. Boom. Okay, so he's very, very sharp. Now, he's not the most elusive on defense, but he's defensively responsible. What I mean by that is he's not going to give you too many openings, too many opportunities. He keeps his hands up. It's not too many times you're going to catch him in a vulnerable position. It's not too many times you're going to catch him making a mistake. Okay? He's not that type of fighter. So if you are David Benavidez and you're taking too many clean punches from the body to the head, it could slow down your process, slow down your game plan. And in that case, we could see Jermall Charlo then start to back up David Benavidez. He's going to land, that being Jermall Charlo, clean punches. As long as he can weather the storm and the mental and physical pressure that David Benavidez brings, this is a fight for him to win in dramatic fashion. Just like Errol Spence did when he fought against Sean Porter. I liken it to look similar. The difference is Errol Spence is 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach, and Sean Porter is 5'6", 5'7". He's not the biggest guy in the world, and Sean Porter doesn't have the longest arms in the world. Now, Sean Porter does have very, very high ring IQ. He does have athletic ability that's off the charts, but he has a 69-inch arm reach. He's 5'7". Errol Spence is 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach, longer arms. He was the bigger guy. In this case, the roles will be reversed. David Benavidez is going to be the bigger guy, putting on that relentless pressure. Jermall Charlo, his accuracy, his technical abilities, he's going to have to be responsible rounds 1 through 12. And I believe his accuracy, his timing, to go along with his power and the way he put his punches together, that can start to weigh on David Benavidez. So David Benavidez relentlessly continuing to call out Jermall Charlo. I know he is a warrior. I know he wants all the big fights, but he has to be very, very careful about making his fight, because this is a fight that can essentially expose David Benavidez moving forward, and everybody know the game plan to beating him, because Jermall Charlo has the necessary tools to do that. Like I said, I can't say this enough. He's very accurate, very technical, and defensively responsible. So a guy that's going to put on relentless pressure, that has lapses in the defense and can get hit, along with Jermall Charlo's jab. Now, he can't control the range with his jab, but he can cause David Benavidez to make a lot of mistakes with his jab. Jabbing to the solar plex, coming back up top with a straight right hand, using your hook to go along with it, hook into the body, because he's quicker. He has quicker twitch fiber muscles than David Benavidez. Now, ironically, David Benavidez has faster hands than Jermall Charlo. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. I just believe that this relentless call out, David Benavidez, he needs to be very, very cautious, because you got a sense of be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. But this is a fantastic fight. I could see David Benavidez winning this fight. I could see Jermall Charlo winning this fight. But this is going to be a fantastic fight for the fans and for the sport of boxing overall. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. David Benavidez goes on social media once again and calls out Jermall Charlo once again. He went on social media again and he called out Jermall Charlo again. And he put up a clip of both of their highlights. And then he put September, and he tagged Jermall Charlo in the tag. So let's see how this all unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.